So welcome back to another video here in Pennsylvania, and greetings from the Horseshoe Trail once again. In our last episode, which is just this past Monday, it's now Wednesday afternoon, we hiked a section back here. This is State Game Lands number 145 here in Lebanon County. Let me show you the map we got planned for today. We're going to be heading that way though. Get the map out. We're now on map number 8. We finished up map number 7. There's 10 of these, so we're moving along. Let me get this open. All right, here we got the map out. I have to turn it sideways a little bit because the trail kind of turns to the north here now. So in the last section we ended right here. We hiked it from that direction, but now we're parked here again, right south of Colebrook. And we're gonna do a shorter section today. Head up this way, still in State Game Lands, up to some parking here on Route 117. About 1.7 miles. Of course I do have to come back though. It is just a shorter section between those two parking spots, but it kind of works out in situations like today. I teach on Wednesday mornings. It's about 1 o'clock right now, and with daylight savings time, it's getting dark. It's dark by 5 o'clock, so we don't have a ton of time in the afternoon. So, but should be just plenty of time though to do this short section, 1.7 miles out and 1.7 back. So, kind of works out. All right, well, let's quit blabbing. Let's get hiking. All right, so we'll leave the Jeep here and head down this way. So like I said, this is Mount Wilson Road. Up off to our right is the little village of Colebrook. The rail trail is up there too, the Lebanon Valley Rail Trail. And I think I mentioned too in the last video, if you go to the left, Dinosaur Rock is down that way. Make our way across. Yeah, down there's Colebrook. And then there is parking up that way to get to Dinosaur Rock. It's kind of a cool spot. I've filmed there before, but I gotta get off the road here. Yep, and there's a yellow blaze on the rock there. So I'm not sure what this section will be like. I haven't been on any part of this section. I know the last one we did was kind of like an old Jeep road the whole way. Looks like this section is kind of starting out the same way. I know I kind of like having just like the single track through the woods. A little bit of color. Little spots here and there, but there may not be a lot of color here at this spot, because even though the last video on Monday was hiking the other way, there wasn't a lot of color. But just like even on the way here today, coming through some other sections of forest, like on Route 117 near Mount Gretna, there was still quite a bit of color on some of the trees yet, so it's kind of patchy here and there yet. Like even here, there's a little bit of color, and over there. A few of the trees are just waiting to reveal their color. I should mention too, we've been pretty spoiled in the last couple of sections. We've had mostly in the woods, not a whole lot of road walking. That's going to change again soon. I think the next section I do will still be more in the woods, but we're approaching Palmyra, which I think is in Dauphin County. We'll actually be crossing over into Dauphin County soon. And there'll be some road walking coming up again. We'll be heading through town, actually, portion of town, which will be different for hike. So I will be going through Palmyra and Horseshoe, right between the two. I think there's some more wooded section, and then there's be another section of quite a bit of road walking before we get up to where the Blue Mountain is, up in northern Dauphin County. And then we'll be like in the wilderness up that way. So it's going to change. It kind of goes back and forth. But, that's kind of makes the Horseshoe Trail kind of interesting. It's not just the same thing in each section. So we'll have to enjoy the woods while we can. Although this section feels a lot like the last section we did. Just kind of following an old Jeep road through State Game Lands here. Got the crunchiness walking through the leaves. Yeah, and here's another one of these beech trees with the bronze colored leaves. Yeah, no more wildflowers along the trail. I think that's done and over. We had a couple of frosts already, so that did them in. Where was left. I mean, this is some goldenrod right here. Or it used to be goldenrod. I mean, it still is, but the flowers have gone to seed. You know, some of those videos I showed you all the fields of gold, the goldenrod. That's what they look like later as they're going to seed. There's another one right there. Yeah, so coming up here, all this brown stuff, I believe that was all goldenrod at one time. You remember those videos we had some not all too long ago? It was all green and the tops were all gold. We're changing to the season. And it is well marked through here. Got the double blazes. So we'll make a right here. Yeah, this is where a trail, I showed you on the map how the trail kind of turns northward, more northwest. For most of this trail, you know, started all the way over in Chester County and Berks County and such, we were generally moving in a westerly direction. But now that's going to change right here at this spot. So we're heading more north now, and that's kind of the way it'll remain. Alright, so I believe this is the rail trail up ahead here. Yeah, LVRT, Lebanon Valley Rail Trail. We just came down that hill up there. Signs for state game lands. Horseshoe Trail. Yeah, we gotta do this. I know I haven't used my bike a whole lot in videos recently, but I do plan on biking the Lebanon Valley Rail Trail at some point. Horses keep off gravel, like as if they're using the rail trail. All right, but we're gonna keep going this way. I see another road up there. That might be Route 241, or maybe not just yet. I do see a road up there. Yeah, that is not a road up there. That's actually a bridge. From a distance it looked like a road, but there's some cool mushrooms over here. Fungus growing on this tree. Some big ones. So we can get up here. Oh, it's poison ivy. Oh, yeah, everywhere. Right in the face. It's dead though. Yeah, they're pretty big suckers. I think sometimes they call it artist's conch, because people like to draw on the underside of them. Kind of cool. All right. Yeah, there's some dead poison ivy on this tree. You can tell by the hairy vine. I don't really get poison ivy, so I'll be fine. But anyway, let's get out of here. Yeah, from a distance, I thought this was a road crossing the trail up here, but it is just a bridge. Up beyond is the highway, Route 241. Yeah, nice little stream here. Yeah, so this is Route 241. Yeah, I see a sign up there for it. We do cross. Oh, I see the, yeah, up there we cross over. Yes, that takes you to Elizabethtown, if you know where we're at, and this takes you back to Colebrook. Actually, just down that way, that's the old, let me zoom in. Down there's the old mill. Where is it? Yeah, we've been there a couple times. The old mill from 1793. But anyway, let's get across. Yeah, that's the old, I've shown that mill to you a couple times. It's the one that's basically just rotting away on state game lands. Beautiful old historic building, and they're kind of doing nothing to protect it. which of course bothers me. But anyway, we will head up this way now. There's our yellow blaze. Yeah, there's another view of it up that way, across the field there. Zoom in on it again there. Beautiful building, but needs some serious help though too. Because we talked about that in the past. I made several videos about that. There was some attempts by some local historical societies, I think, to do like a land exchange even with the Game Commission to help preserve it and stuff, and all that fell through. So it just kind of sits there and keeps deteriorating, which is a shame. All right, nothing I can really, anyway, it is what it is. It's kind of a different landscape now. No longer walking through the woods. Kind of like a mowed path through all these fields. Fields of goldenrod, once again. And some other things. Still hear some crickets. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. Some insects, cricket noises, I think. So they're still lingering. So here's a question, especially for those of you who hunt, even if you don't hunt. You know, when you're out hunting, what do you do with your spent shells? Do you just leave them out here like this, or do you pick up after yourself and take them home? Yeah, so like I said, just kind of curious, especially if you are someone that hunts, what do you do with your shells, your spent shells? Do you pick up after yourself, or is it okay just to leave them behind? And personally, I think you should, if they're right there available, I think you should kind of pick them up and take them home with you. But that's my thought. I'm kind of curious. Yeah, kind of curious what other people might think. And we got a three-way junction here. You could go, there's one way, another way, and this way. But there is a yellow blaze on top of that post. So I'm pretty sure that's where we go. Yeah, I think that's what that means. Yeah, here you can hear some of those crickets, maybe. Yeah, it's a loud one. Huh. It's the males that make that noise, but unfortunately for him, I don't think there's any females around anymore. Most of them have probably mated, laid their eggs, and died by now, so I don't know. But he can sing on all he wants. We're not gonna tell him to stop. Sing on, little buddy. There's always hope, I guess. Maybe there is one female out there who hasn't mated and laid eggs yet. Maybe he'll get, maybe there's hope for him. But regardless, he can keep singing. It's kind of cool to still hear. Yeah, today's November 15th, so it's kind of cool to still hear some crickets, some sounds of summer yet. Late summer, at least. Got a nice little pond over here, but oh, that sounds like a kingfisher. That bird. Maybe we'll, let's see how close we can get here. Not terribly close before. Yeah, that bird, that sounds like a kingfisher. Let me see if I can spot it out here and zoom in on it a little bit. I think I see it up there. All right, there it is. I think it's in the middle of the screen there. This is as far as this camera will zoom in. I don't have my other camera along, but there it is. That's a kingfisher, a belted kingfisher. Kind of surprised to see it here. They're often more along streams and stuff. As long as there's little fish in here, they'll live here. Yeah. Actually, I probably could zoom in further, but I have it set. I have it set a certain way, this camera. If you zoom in past this point, it just gets grainy and nasty anyway, the footage. All right, I'll let him do his thing out there. All right, but I don't think we have too much further to go. Up here's Route 117, that's where we'll stop. There's a nice farm up there. I think you know what I'm gonna say. Anyway, Yeah, come to think of it, that's not an active farm anymore. That's game commission property, so they probably use that barn for like storage and stuff. I remember that now. Cause like there's parking up here. Which way do we go? Straight or to the left? Okay, there's a sign here. Yeah, one of these signs saying, yeah, foot travel only, so the Horseshoe Trail goes this way. Yeah, I see a yellow blaze up there too. Yeah, I'm talking a little quieter. There's some hunters up there, so I don't want to disturb whatever they're doing. That's a nice section here. It's a little piney forest. And the plane flying overhead. So this shorter little section is growing on me, to be honest. When I first started, it looked a lot like the last section. Not that there was anything wrong with the last section, but I felt that section was a little monotonous. There had been some logging going on and stuff. Nothing against logging, but it was kind of ugly looking. This section started out kind of the same, but been a lot of variations too. Walk down some open field areas, meadows, this type of landscape. We got a pond, so it changed up quite a bit more. Makes it more interesting. Plus, we got to hear the cricket and see the kingfisher too. Oh, whoa, 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 look at this. I said earlier, but there would be no more wildflowers. What have we here? This is yarrow. It's one of my favorite. Huh. It's like, dude, like, what are you doing out here? There's no flowers out here anywhere. Look at all, there's a field of wildflowers. It's all dead. And boom, there's this fella. Yarrow. Cool. Bloom on, little buddy. We found a late cricket chirping for a female. Now we found a late wildflower out here still blooming. Cool. All right. Yeah, I've talked about yarrow quite a few times in the past in my videos. I don't think I've made a video of it yet in my new series on edible medicinal plants, but it's very medicinal. I forget the name is, but it helps to clot the blood. So if you have a bleeding incident, you crush the leaves off and slap on the wound, it stops the bleeding just like that. Really cool plant. So pretty awesome to see it still blooming out here. All right, so once again, you got to pay attention. The feeling is to keep going straight, but there's a double blaze up there, and the one on top means you turn to the right. So we'll go this way. I hear traffic up here, so I think we're nearing the end of this section. And according to our map, there should be parking up here. So we'll have to see about that. Not seeing any at the moment, but okay, wrapping around this way. Okay, there's parking up here. Our trail just kind of curves around here. Yeah, so is that our trail over there then? Because right here's the parking lot. Where's the Horseshoe Trail? All right, you see a blaze over here. Across the road here. So yeah, there's a yellow blaze on the tree there. Yeah, so even though it's posted, this is the Horseshoe Trail though. Posted and patrolled. But if it's the Horseshoe Trail, you're allowed to continue on. Because I see another yellow blaze down there. I actually just talked about that recently with someone I met on the trail. They are kind of bothered by signs like this because it makes it look like you're not allowed to come back here, but it's a public trail. You're allowed to hike it. So, but I don't know. Yeah, I've talked about that in the videos too. It seems like property owners are trying to keep you from hiking it, but at the same time, at some point, the Horseshoe Trail got permission to go through here by property owners. Anyway, just kind of interesting. But in the next section, we'll be heading up that way. All right, so time to head back. I had a decision to make. I was thinking about doing a road walk back. But these highways are a little busy, so we just a little bit shorter to do the road walk, but I think I'll just take the trail back. Yeah, so what should we title this video? It's almost like you know, there's still hope, we can call it. I do feel like, I mean, a lot of you know about my personal beliefs and stuff, my faith and stuff, but I do believe that God speaks to you at times, even out here in the nature like this. So, you know, hearing that cricket sing, hearing almost winter and wildflowers still blooming, it almost tells you that, hey, there's still hope. So I think we all get hopeless sometimes for different reasons and over different stuff. You know, you think, you know, different things go through your mind. You get a little depressed sometimes, but it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like God's speaking to me here a little bit. You know, there's still hope sometimes, you know. Anyway, just running through my mind like that. All right, yeah, but it was still cool to hear and see some sounds of summer yet here in mid-November. If there's hope for the crickets and the wildflowers, there's hope for us. Anyway, just some thoughts. You might think I'm crazy, but that's okay. I'm starting to hear more of them. I'm kind of wondering if that's a tree frog instead of a cricket, but oh, that stopped. It heard me. It sounds more tree frogish, maybe. Anyway, cricket, tree frog, still cool. Yeah, just past a hunter back there. I don't know if you can see him anymore back there, but he kind of looked familiar because when I hiked that other section past Monday, we had met on the trail. I thought it was him because look, he has a dog with him, but he recognized me, so we meet again. Yeah, and then right up here is the gate. We got a car parked on this side. That's probably the hunter I just saw earlier. So we are back, just gotta cross the road. But that'll be it then for this video, folks. Got another section of the Horseshoe Trail done. A shorter section, so 1.7 and 1.7, what does that come out to? If I do the math in my head, like 3.4 miles, something like that. Let me check what time it is. We started just a little bit after 1, and it's just a little bit after 2:30, so about an hour and a half. So that's about right for roughly, you know, 3.5 miles. So not a bad little hike too if you're looking for something shorter to do. It's a nice section, kind of varied, you know, changes scenery a bit. I liked it better than the section we did on Monday, for sure. Alright, but as always, folks, thanks for coming along. I gotta get home. Gotta get ready for tomorrow. I got a full day of teaching tomorrow. And anyway, hopefully we'll see you on the next one, wherever that may be. Not sure what I'm doing this Friday yet.